Okay, all the flutes cut. Now let's get sanding. Getting to the interesting part, nearly the assembly time. So we're about to start sticking the battens on to support the shelves, etc. I've drawn a line right across the piece where the shelf will sit, and now it's to glue this wood on, this batten on, to support the shelf when it's in place, and to firm up and hold the display together as well. So simple as a bit of wood glue and clamp it down. Now I'm going to set the batten 6 centimeters in from the edge. There's no need for it to go from end to end. Just in the middle will give sufficient support. And I've cut the length of the batten accordingly. If we can, and it doesn't have to be accurate, as in not directly on the 6 centimeters from the edge. Just wipe away some of the excess. There we go. Now I'll just repeat this across the other sides. So now to the front end of the display, just need to put another batten on right up to the edge. This section, it's got to be higher than where the shelf would sit, but lower than the top. So I'm taking it just into the scallop, and again just need to glue that, clamp it down, let it dry. Just making sure it's right against the edge so that we can firmly attach the front to it. Now on the front piece we've drawn a similar line to where the shelf will sit. I'm not going to put a single piece of batten on, but instead I'm just going to put a couple of battens across. Now we can't clamp these. I'll put something with a bit of weight on, hold it down and wait for it to dry. What better than using your tools? So just leave them, let them dry, give them a few hours. All clamped up, ready to go. Leave them to dry, probably overnight. Well, started to glue up. There's a bit of a design issue that would have made it easier. Won't be a problem for the actual display, but if I was to do it again I'd do it slightly different. So the glue up's one piece at a time, I'm afraid. So now we just need to scroll saw out the sign to hang on the front of the candy floss display. Right, so in order to hang the sign off the front, and there's a little angle, I've just cut little brackets for the angle so that the sign should stand up proud but in a straight vertical position. On the reverse of the sign, I've marked out where the brackets will go, and I've pre-drilled a hole into the sign and into the bracket. Now, because the bracket will be end grain onto the plywood, it certainly won't be strong enough, hence the pilot holes. So I'm just going to put a single screw into each. Bracket. Get some additional support with some wood glue. Just need to make sure that the angle's in the right direction towards the bottom. Now I've countersunk the screw hole from the front to hide the head. And a bit awkward, one-handed. Just making sure the bracket's secure against the back of the sign. And the bracket straight. There's number one. And repeat on the other side. Hopefully you can see two brackets on. They should fit nicely against the display. And at the same time, I've got the wood glue drying. I'm just going to hide the screw heads with some filler. Leave it proud because it will shrink back as it dries. Once it's dried, be able to sand that back. So the brackets for the side shelves, same thing again, cut them with a little offset here to absorb the angle of the side. I just want to make them a little more fancier because they will just about be seen. So I'm just going to stick a little curve on them. I'll cut the first one out and use that as a template for the other three. So first one cut, just a little arch, and I'll just replicate these and all the other pieces. So I've measured in what is equal to 1 flute, drilled a pilot hole, 1 flute, drilled a pilot hole, 4 centimeters down, which is half the distance of the wood. I'm just going to screw those in from the back. A bit of wood glue as well. Okay, so I've fitted the shelf brackets on each side. Put 1 screw in, just waiting for them to dry. Okay, so with the base being so narrow because of the angles cut, I'm actually going to slot a shelf in the bottom to allow for a weight to be put on to counter the display wanting to tip if it's not. So in order to do that, I'm going to fit some battens and just glue the shelf onto it. Okay, so now I've fitted the lower shelf, secured it onto the battens and just put a foot at the back so it doesn't bow if there's weight going on it. And finally, some acrylic top coat. Probably not the ideal place to be painting, with my workshop being so small that I don't have much choice. I'm just using a quick roller to apply it. Now to do the back and sides. So in order to decorate the display with red stripes similar to that of a popcorn box, I've marked centre point in the front, and then I've measured between each opening and laid the masking tape on it. I was hoping to do them all in one go, but there's going to be some crossover, so I'm going to do some separately. I'll place the masking tape on. Come to the centre point and to the top measurement. And just allow that to pull taut, place it down, and we have the perfectly straight line. I'll do this to all the different measurements at different times and apply the red stripes. I just leave that to dry now before I apply the others, and the reason I'm having to leave it is at the point, the second one will be covered with masking tape, and likewise for all of them, so just one at a time. I think it looks absolutely amazing, and there's lights to go in it.